Thank you for spending your morning with us here on the Q and 98 Gold, as well as on all the other places, YouTube and Facebook. We have our own YouTube channel. Just look for Touhyville on YouTube. We appreciate you hanging with us. Portion of the show this morning brought to us by our friends over at Fozzie Caleb Appliances in Rensselaer and DeMott. Right now, they have great deals on dishwashers. If you're looking for a dishwasher and you're in the market for a dishwasher, head over to Fozzie Caleb Appliances in Rensselaer and DeMott. Also want to mention our friends over at Fenwick Farms Brewing Company in downtown Rensselaer. All kinds of great stuff there. Visit them online at FenwickFarmsBrewingCompany.com. Be sure to like them on Facebook. Find out all the cool stuff that they have going on at Fenwick Farm Brewing Company. I can take this off of there. We're not going to be on shortly. We're on as we speak. We're still on, and we're there and doing the things. Let's get Chrissy Martin up and rolling there. There she is. There's Chrissy Martin.
Here I am.
And I have you on the left so people see you first, so they say hi to you first, if that helps you.
Oh, you stop.
Will that
No,
help you?
no.
Will that help you feel
No,
okay? Like,
no.
welcome back to Touhyville with Chrissy Martin and Steve Touhy. We're both here. We're all here.
No,
is that,
don't you be like
no,
that.
is that okay?
No.
Are you all right? You can be all right?
No.
Maybe.
I'm not going to be all right.
Maybe.
How about that?
All right.
How about that?
Yeah. Listen, you told me yesterday I'm not well. I agreed. I think maybe what you should do is perhaps send me a work memo about this.
I shall.
Yes.
It'll be a strongly worded one.
Yes.
I'm sad that I sent you a work email the other day, and I was trying to be funny, and you didn't even comment on it, but whatever.
Wait, what? Did I miss the humor behind it?
I think you might have. It's okay.
Because I felt like it was real. I felt like you sent me a real email.
It was real, but I was embellishing, trying to be. You sent me an email that was super formal, so I sent it back even more formal and more pomp and circumstance. I thought, but you didn't pick up on it at all.
I think you're not realizing that I can be formal. Not everything I do is screwing around, Chrissy Martin.
Sure, yes.
Everything I do is all fun and games. Sometimes there's seriousness to the world.
Sometimes it's not funny at all.
Like with work memos. Work memos are very serious.
Yes.
By the way, Jason's going back to our last segment, talking about things that are cold. He says, if you don't put at least 2 pounds worth of cheese in chili, are you even eating chili then? So
right, and peanut butter.
Oh, don't do this again. We're not doing this again.
You're going to need all the melty cheese, okay? Make sure it's melty, and peanut butter.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Stop.
All right.
Do you want me to talk about wet paper towels for a while?
No.
Okay,
ew.
then. Well, let's not ruin my chili.
Ugh.
Okay. None of this is why you called, by the way. Hi. Chrissy and I belong to a group. Like an online group of other radio stations, other radio shows that talk about silly things that go on at radio stations. And I had to bring this one out because this was a memo that everyone got at a radio station, and someone shared it on our little group. It said, hey, everyone, please find attached a picture of a toenail that was found on the floor in Leo's office today. Remember to be respectful of everyone's workspace and to practice clean hygiene. The station is not the place to clip your toenails and leave them behind. Failure to comply may lead to a temporary suspension. Let me know if you have any questions.
Oh, my goodness.
Have you ever gotten, and by the way, this is to you guys watching on the YouTube and stuff, share with us your comments, your thoughts. Have you ever gotten a weird work email that you just thought, wow, does this happen enough that we needed an email about it? Like that we needed a memo about this? I haven't gotten one personally. So I worked at a radio station, and let's just say there were times in my career that I was a little bit rebellious.
Oh,
okay.
No.
So there were times that I did not want to put up with shenanigans and things. Okay. From the higher ups. So I was doing a talk show, and this was the one where I was the most addled, most agitated by the boss.
Oh, okay. Bothered by.
Yeah, he was. So a lot of times in radio, people will move higher up the ladder.
Okay.
And wish that they were still on the air and not just a part of management.
Okay, I see that.
And they can't let it go. And so they want to keep talking about their days of when they did and who they are and how you should do it and And I had my own way of doing it. At this point, I had been doing this for over 20 years at that point, I think.
Yeah.
So I had my own way. Jay says, good morning, Chrissy and Steve. Are you still taking requests? If so, how about Lido Shuffle by Boz Gags? Okay, Jay, that seems to fit right into what we're talking about. So
I don't know that I know that song. All right.
we could take requests, sure, but we just can't be on video when we play them because they yell at us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, so this guy used to bother me a lot about how I did my show.
Okay.
When he hired me, it was for a talk radio station,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him I'm not political at all. I don't go to politics. I can't talk politics. It's not my bag. It's not my jam. No problem.
Did you say it's not my bag, baby?
I probably did. I probably did. So he said, okay, no problem. So then I was doing a show that was similar to this one, silly and fun and having a good time.
Okay.
And he called me in for a meeting and said, you know, this is a talk radio station. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Okay. All right.
My eye's twitching. I'm
Yeah.
just, but I'm.
I know. I was just making sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm
'cause the world can see you, and you were just like, looked like you had your head in a vice.
Oh no, my eye
Yeah.
is twitching and it's bugging me, so I was trying to get it to stop.
All right.
So anyway,
All
go
right.
ahead.
So
I'm
it's
sorry.
just, poor Chrissy's
Just
over
blow,
there.
just blow
you know.
past it. I'm listening to you.
So
You always say, well, if I was doing something silly, you would be bothered by it too. I'm gonna challenge you to do that because I don't think I would be.
I've done it. I've gone and danced in front of your window, and you didn't realize that I was doing it to bother you, and you stopped what you were doing and you watched me dance.
I don't think that happened. Did that happen? Tape.
So
Tape.
now I'm feeling that I need to do this on video
Yeah.
because now I've been challenged.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right. So anywho, you were
yeah.
telling a story.
So I'm sure I was. So it's
My eye was twitching. I'm sorry. I might have had too much caffeine today. I
okay.
don't know.
You just looked like someone who had lots of pressure on their head. And I was literally asking from a person, again, this has bit me in the backside so many times today, caring. I was
Don't
just
you
caring.
care
I was
about
just
me.
caring about your head. You looked like it was going to explode. just yeah. So anyway. So this guy calls me into his office, this boss, and says, we need you to kind of talk some politics. This is a talk radio station. You're followed by Sean Hannity. You should really get into politics. And I'm like, okay, I left a job to come here, told you what I was doing,
Yeah.
who I was.
Yeah.
You hired me based on a tape that you heard.
Yeah.
Why are we trying to change things? Well, just push it in there a little
Yeah.
bit. He said, the morning show does politics. I'm like, great. That's the morning show.
Yeah.
That's their bag.
Yeah.
That's not my bag,
Right.
baby. So,
So how did you know that Sean Hannity was your fan? You said you were followed by Sean Hannity? Like, did he come to the station and be like, Steve Dewey, are your biggest fan? Also, politics and stuff. Steve. Hi, Steve. Steve, are you there?
I'm doing you.
Oh.
I'm doing you.
Okay.
His show was after my show.
Oh. You didn't bring like big poster board sizes. I heard Steve Dewey.
He didn't follow me on social media.
Steve, are you there? It's me, Sean.
My show preceded his show. Okay. So he wanted me to talk politics. So I went on the air the next day and I said, okay, this is going to be a little weird because, I don't talk politics, but I had a meeting yesterday where I have to get political on the show. So, so let's talk politics. What do you guys think about whatever? I don't know. I brought some topic. I don't know. Politically
adjacent.
Yes.
You don't remember what you brought up?
I don't. It was
Okay.
a while ago.
All
So
right. What year was it? Like 94?
2006. Like it matters.
Was Ross Perot, like, was he running? It's like 1994.
No, I don't know. It was 2006, maybe 2007.
Can I tell you something? I
want you guys to know this is how much Chrissy watches the news, that she's got to make that to any political reference that might be made, she's got to go back to Ross Perot. That's how much she's in the news. She's like, yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, I have to go back to the 90s. Anyway, so the guy said, called me into his office the next day and said, don't talk on the air about our meetings that we have off the air. Don't. I go, okay, well, I had to kind of explain why on a dime, my silly little show where I say I never talk about politics, why today we're going to start going the direction of talking about politics. I thought maybe I should probably fill the audience in on why do I have this change from this thing that you guys probably like already.
Yeah.
So I went on the air that day and I said, we're going to talk about politics today, but I don't want to tell you why, because I had a meeting about not talking about meetings on the radio.
And the next day you were fired.
I wasn't. So the only reason I brought all that up was really just to show you how annoyed I was by this guy.
Yeah.
So eventually I was let go.
Okay.
And much to the dismay of everyone that worked there. Like, I'm not being, like, look at how cool I am.
Yeah.
I was friends. We were a very good, tight-knit group of employees. Not to mention the fact that I did point out some things that were shady and saved the company lots and lots of money. But that's for another day.
Oh.
That's for the podcast that would be the book if I ever do it.
Okay.
So this guy let me go and was finally, a few months later, 5 months, 6 months, whatever it was, let go. The guy that came in was the vice president of the company, came from another radio station group, came in to find his replacement and help out. Went through his desk. First of all, had meetings with the staff and said, what are some things that the old guy changed, that you guys would change back. Every single employee said, well, we'd bring Steve back for starters.
Oh, okay.
There was no reason for him to be let go. He had a good afternoon show. We had a solid morning show, solid afternoon show. Things were good, blah, blah, blah. So he went through the guy's desk and found a memo that he had written that I never got.
Okay.
So I do this silly little show similar to what we do here, and we have dumb criminals.
Okay.
The dumb criminal, for whatever reason, for like 2 weeks straight, kept popping up that they were hookers doing dumb things. I don't know why. It was just in the news. There was just a lot of stuff about hookers doing things, and a hooker was this dumb criminal, a hooker was. So I joked that, wow, it seems like there's a lot of hooker stories lately. Welcome to Hooker Talk, here on the radio. And I was like, because it just seemed really silly.
All right.
It was a memo. Now, he had said it to me. I never saw it in paper form. To please stop doing hooker talk on the on WK and on this AM radio station. This is not a place for hooker talk. We don't need hooker talk. Please stop doing hooker talk.
I don't love the word. Like every time you say it, I'm feeling abrasive. Like it's abrasive. I don't like it.
The idea of it was because it was so silly that there would actually be a segment called Hooker Talk on the radio.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So there was that memo. There was also the memo for me to stop, and this one I did have a meeting about, was a memo for me to stop playing my fake commercial about farting, about gas.
Oh, dear.
About male flatulence.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, you understand, right? You got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. It's, we talked about chili earlier. It happens. Or if you're, eating beans around a campfire.
Sure.
Yep. It's that's when you try to hold one back there.
Sure.
Oh, boy.
Dear.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my.
That seems a bit much. Oh, boy.
It's going down the tubers.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yep. I understand. So this memo was there.
Yeah.
And I remember this meeting like it was yesterday. I sat down in his office with the program director and him, and he said, listen, okay, we've had some issues with your show before, and I need you to stop playing this commercial about gas and flatulence on your show.
Okay.
And I was lost. I was like, I don't think I do. I know my bits.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like, and all of a sudden the program director goes, wait a minute, give me 1 second. He walks out of the room.
Yeah.
Comes back and he goes, open up your email. I just sent you a thing. And he opens it up and he presses play.
Uh-huh.
And what you hear is a kid going, oh boy, Dad, why did you do that? Don't blame the dog. Oh, well, that's gross. It was a PSA about anti-smoking.
Oh.
So
Somehow he mixed it.
it was scheduled in the log. It was as a public service announcement.
Oh my gosh.
I go, that's a PSA. I didn't make it. And also, would you listen to the whole thing? And at the end, it says it's from the American Cancer Society.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's who this guy was. Like, you know,
I see.
so
Yeah.
so those were two memos that the new general manager found and brought to my attention. He goes, I thought you might enjoy these. Like, you know, that first of all, it's a memo talking about how he had to discipline you for hooker talk. He goes, which he just found utterly amusing.
That is
you know,
funny.
that was actually a thing that, you know.
Yeah.
He goes, now, was that something you like doing? Do you want to bring back hooker talk? I'm like, no, it was a joke. The whole thing was a joke.
So you weren't there at that point, though. You had been let go, yeah?
No, this was after he brought me back.
Oh, he brought you
First
back.
thing he did was bring me back.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see. Gotcha.
Yeah, he brought me
Okay.
back almost immediately. And
Gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
And hired me and put me and my old partner back together because my old partner was the one who was doing mornings. I was doing afternoons, and he said, well, this is silly. Why do I have this really good team
Yeah.
doing two separate shows? Why don't I put them together and make one incredible show?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like radio thinks. You know?
Sure.
Yeah. Like, hey, Steve and Chrissy are winning awards and doing all kinds of cool things. Here's
Yeah.
what we're going to do. We're going to put Chrissy on in the afternoons, and Steve will just talk to himself
Yeah.
for a while. That sounds
Talk to
really
himself.
delightful. That seems like a really good move for everyone involved.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but sometimes people that aren't smart get into management positions. So it happens. So my point was, is that these were really funny memos.
Yes.
That, you know, that one was about a PSA that he never fixed in his memo, by the way. That it was just that he had to have a discussion with me about doing, you know, talking about gas on the radio.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I love that they were paper memos.
Oh,
Like, because
sure.
they were in
Yep.
his desk. That's
They
so
were printed
funny.
off and in my file. They were
In your
They're,
file.
they're in my file.
This is going
Yep.
in your permanent
This
file.
is going in your permanent file,
Yeah.
Steve.
All right.
Your
Now
hooker
you're in
talk
trouble.
and all your gas. Funny jokes with your farting and things.